For most artists, fame is something they spend their entire careers chasing. Kate Bush spent hers running from it. She made her own rules, broke every industry expectation, and then vanished so completely that an entire generation grew up without knowing she existed. Then one television show brought her back and the world lost its mind all over again. But before you see what Kate Bush looks like today at 66, you need to understand who she actually is. Because nothing about her is what you expect. Kate Bush was born on July 30, 1958, in Bexleyheath, Kent, England. She was writing songs by 11. By 16, a demo tape reached David Gilmour of Pink Floyd, who was so struck by what he heard that he personally funded a professional recording session and helped secure her a record deal with EMI. She released her first single at 19. That single was Wuthering Heights. It went to number 1 in the United Kingdom and announced the arrival of an artist so singular that the music industry genuinely did not know what category to place her in. The voice, acrobatic, emotionally fearless, and completely unlike anything pop music had produced, was only the beginning. What followed was one of the most fiercely independent careers in music history. She became the first woman to have a self-written song debut at number 1 in the UK. She took 4 years between albums when the industry demanded speed. She disappeared from public life entirely for 12 years, releasing only one album across that entire stretch. Always and entirely on her own terms. Then came 2022 and the moment nobody predicted. Running Up That Hill, originally released in 1985, was featured in Stranger Things Season 4. The response was not a nostalgia bump. It was a full cultural explosion. The song reached number 1 in the United Kingdom, 37 years after its original release, and introduced Kate Bush to an entirely new generation who discovered her catalog with the breathless enthusiasm of people who had found something they had always been missing. Kate Bush is now 66 years old. She has not toured since her concert residency in 2014. She lives quietly in the English countryside, raises her son Bertie, and exists almost entirely outside the promotional machinery that modern music runs on. She looks like a woman who spent decades making exactly the choices she wanted and carrying the peace that arrives when a person has never once betrayed their own instincts. The deep breath people take when they see her today is not one of shock or sadness. It is recognition, the moment you realize that the most original artist of her generation aged exactly the way her music always suggested she would. Quietly, beautifully, and completely on her own terms.